Here's the thing. I'm not above a little bit of introspection, a little bit of self-reflection. It can be good to look inward and reflect upon the things that you did, the results that came of it, and what you can do to learn more as you go forward into the uncertain future. So, what have I done? All this time, I've been criticizing, lambasting teams like VersusPro with Jame, every version of Astralis that I've covered on this channel, Furia, the entire existence of Furia in general. But what has that created? What kind of karmic retribution lies at the end of the logic chain for me? I guess it's watching Faze deteriorate in real time. Yeah, I wasn't even going to be making recaps for this part of the tournament. Blast Lisbon, the group stage is going on. I was going to save all my thoughts for the group stage recap in a couple of days, but I kind of have to talk about this, right? Because this is an important tournament for Faze. This is Faze's moment to lay claim as a top 5 team in the world. They took off EPL for the express purpose of figuring shit out after things did not go well at Cluj. And in their first game, they get VersusPro, a young up-and-coming team, a team that I actually really like, a team that I was proven wrong about in many respects so far this year with Electronic at the leadership helm. I expected this series to be close, and both of the first 2 games went to overtime, Faze taking one, VersusPro firing back with the second. We're going to a decider on Dust 2. I'm expecting another close, hard-fought game. And then it was a 13-0. VersusPro destroyed Faze on Dust 2 in no uncertain terms, so today we're going to take an agonizing look at the film from this Dust 2 game and try and figure out, is this an aberration, or is this in fact the ill omen that I am very worried it is? As usual, my name is LionHeartZ. Welcome back to the channel. Make sure you guys take a second, leave a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now, normally, I would plug the fact that I want to reach 10k subs by the end of the year, but today, I have a very special thing to plug here. I have been working for the last several months with my brother Justin on a video essay for his own YouTube channel. We did one last year on Baldur's Gate 3, but we finally finished and uploaded his next project. It's on Dragon Age Origins, one of his favorite games of all time. If you have any interest in video essays or you just love my editing style and his witty humor, I strongly suggest you check it out. Even if you don't give it an immediate watch, could you do me a solid, go over there and leave a like and leave a comment down below and let him know that I sent you his way? It would help me out a lot. And lastly, before we get started, I would like to thank today's sponsor. That's right, this video is sponsored by Skin Club. They're one of the most popular case opening sites in the scene with over 100 custom cases backed by their provably fair system. You can open cases individually or wager your winnings against other users in case battles, either with players around the world or privately with bots if you want to avoid being smurfed outside of Premiere as well. But wait, there's more. Skin Club runs monthly events with free rewards to earn, free daily cases, and if you don't like what you earned, you can always go for a cheeky little upgrade to get something you do. If you want to play on Skin Club, you can do so at the top link in the description down below and get a 7% deposit bonus when you top off your account with credit card, crypto, or the 5,000 Peach 50 sand dunes in your inventory. Please gamble responsibly and only do so if you are over 18 and live in a country or jurisdiction that doesn't restrict gambling. Gambling can be an addiction, and you should never gamble for the purposes of making profit. Only wager what you are comfortable losing. If you or a loved one are suffering from gambling addiction in the US or Canada, you can reach out to 1-800-GAMBLER toll-free to get help. I want you to be safe and healthy always, so seek help if you need it. And thank you to Skin Club for sponsoring this video. So, just a bit of context before we get started here. If you guys were curious where I was while this was happening, I was streaming Elden Ring, and Star Scourge Radon was placing a school bus-sized sword inside of my fucking sphincter. Literally, I dodged him. No, he's literally
No!
He's literally
No!
He's literally one shot. Oh, he died. He died to the NPCs.
Does it count? Does it count?
So I was not having a great afternoon when I looked over at the scores and saw that Faze were getting decimated on this final Dust 2 map. So we're going to go by this literally round by round and just look at all the details here and see what went wrong. Some obvious caveats at the first here as we watch the pistol round play out. VersusPro played excellent on this map. Flit had an amazing map. He popped off in an insane way. Flamus was just as good right behind him, and the firepower from VersusPro was just popping off. That has to be said. VersusPro played a fantastic game. Now that being said, that doesn't completely absolve Faze of making multiple mistakes. Getting right into it, after losing the pistol round, Faze are going to force buy, but it's very thin because they didn't get many pistol round kills, only one MP9, a scout, and a bunch of pistols. Kerrigan is going to be solo holding A on an effort to stack B and see how VersePro react. Now, a gamble stack like this is not really that unreasonable of a call. The retakes on Dust 2 are hard even at the best of times when you have all the proper utility and weapons, and obviously on a force buy like this, Faze don't have any of those. So taking the risk and hoping VersePro go for like a mid to B, which is one of the most common strats, or go for a straight up B hit, it makes sense. I wish Kerrigan was maybe trying to play back a little more so he wasn't just self-sacrificing like this, but ultimately he's just trying to catch a timing. I can't really be overly critical. It does pretty much end the round right there because the A retake with no utility is just not going to happen. So already Faze, they go down 0-2, but they're carrying some guns up into the next round, sorry for the dogs. And in the next one, it's another kind of get me over round for Faze. They want to get to the full buy. They're not really investing behind these safe weapons at all because they're not really worth investing into. And credit to VersePro once again, because the play from here I think is actually really smart. They slow things down immeasurably. They work mid control for almost the entirety of the round, all the way down to 30 seconds. It baits Kerrigan into pushing through long, just looking to figure out what the hell is going on. And the important thing for VersePro here is they don't concede any advantages. They don't give a position where an MP9 in a corner or a timely flashbang can lead to Faze getting guns and gaining momentum. They completely shut them out from even saving upgrades. It's played very well in the anti-eco as we move into the first proper gun round. Unfortunately, the first gun round is off to a terrible start as Icy just hits a lucky timing through the mid-smoke on Rain rotating, so not good. And it puts Faze in a weird position to respond to this, because what do? You only have one player guarding B side now. That's very vulnerable, and the B retake is still incredibly hard, if not impossible in most contexts. Do you rotate a person off of A? Well, that could weaken you to the cap pinch. I think Allege's aggression here is actually really good, something more on that in just a minute, as he responds by pushing through the mid to B smoke on a good timing to catch electronic and equalize the man advantage. VP responds to that by slow rotating through tunnels and going for the late B hit with about 20 seconds left. Frozen is anchored in the back of the bomb site. He gets mollied out, he goes for the swing, he butchers the spray and goes down. As the bomb is starting to go down, this is where Allege's aggression kind of bites him here, as he's trying to just knock the planter down. He doesn't take the time to clear car side, gets shot in the back, and that puts Faze even further behind because his teammates are nowhere near to try and trade him out. There was no consideration by Bubblesj in this moment of where his teammates were, and it puts them in a position where they were initially in a 4v3 retake, but instantly goes into a 4v2 with no response, and that immediately triggers the save. Now, the save doesn't go too well, as only Kerrigan's able to carry away the op, as Brokey does die in CT, but if Bubblesj had just stepped back a little bit and tried to not prevent the bomb plant, maybe they could have did something there. I understand the play though. Bubblesj wants to drop the bomb because it creates chaos, but I think in that position, with no one to back him up, no flash to come in at all, I just don't think it was well advised. So with the saved op, Faze are going to opt for a force buy, now down 0-4 heading into the 5th round. And here is a thing I hate when every IGL does this, so it pains me to see Kerrigan make this mistake. Every player has armor. Why is Kerrigan holding the rifle? Why is it not in the hands of literally anyone else? Kerrigan, I'm sorry, I know that the gun is stronger, so in theory, as you are the worst individual player, the stronger gun gives you a better chance of doing something, but that logic falls apart. This is why everyone used to complain about this with Na'Vi and Simple, when Zeus would have the AK and Simple would have the Deagle. Yes, Bubblesj is good with the Deagle. He could do more with an M4. And then unpausing is at the call, Kerrigan just goes on a solo mission, pushing up top mid for intel, with no possible backup, so that one of the 2 rifles gets stranded where no CT can get it. I love Kerrigan. He is one of my favorite players of all time, and my personal pick for the best IGL of all time. This call is ass. The only bright side of this round is Bubblesj and Frozen get a couple of pistol picks, and eventually they're able to save another op and an AK going into round 6. But more could have happened here, right? Is kind of the point. Round 6 is another very slow play from VersePro, just very deliberately working the mid control. There's pretty much no exchange of relevant intel or shots fired from either team for well over a minute, and then VersePro starts to execute the game plan. They sneak Electronic out catwalk with the usual wall of smokes the teams have been throwing, and he's there as a distraction. It sets up for the fast mid to B play from the remaining players. They pop out mid and just lance both the B defenders, Frozen and Rain to lead in a second, so the B side's wide open. At least Elige gets Electronic on a get back, but with his health and Kerrigan rotating all the way through T-spawn, this rotate into the 3v3 retake is just too slow. So even though Faze are able to retake the site, there's just no time left for the defuse. Icy still manages to get away with the one op, and Faze are now down 0-6. Now, we're finally getting somewhere for Faze, because in that next round, we're full bot, Brokey and Elige give you guys an immediate 5v3 advantage with some very early picks. So surely, nothing can go wrong from this situation that would cause Faze to lose this round. And Rain, there's no need to push B tunnels there. I understand wanting to get the intel, but there's no need to do it. You just get caught for free to give one back for Flit. Flammus is now isolated back on top of Catwalk as Brokey gets the second pick of the round. And Flammus does manage to get a trade on Elige, who was low health before Kerrigan takes him out. That leaves Flit in a 1v3. Should be over, right? Now, again, you can't really legislate for individual excellence. Flit winning this 1v3 is just impressive. But when you're already down 0-6, goddamn does it hurt. And you just have to wonder in the back of your mind, if Rain had just held B or rotated off with his teammates, what could have happened? Because if Rain doesn't give Flit the initiative to go wherever he wants, maybe this round is different. Alright, cool, down 0-8. Whatever, if we could just salvage 4 rounds, maybe we can make something work here. I like Brokey making the mix up here, going for the B tunnels aggression. I think this is actually a smart play. A lot of CTs are putting emphasis here. He gets the first pick, disappears into the mist. Frozen should have probably moved too. He dies shortly thereafter, but no big deal because Brokey and Elige from Xbox and Cat combined for 2 more picks. So it's another 4v2, which we should be good, right guys? Right? There's no way the Flick could just be amazing in 2 back-to-back rounds like that from this position, right? Okay. God damn it. And judging by the fact that you guys know what the scoreline is, it doesn't really get better from here. In the next round, Liege, they decide to double push top mid. They get a trade, 4v4, okay, cool. And then Rain, the sexiest man in esports, the most beautiful man in esports, my muse Rain, gets a triple FAMAS kill on the B site. We're back, baby. We're so back, dude. We're so there. Electronic has 13 health. There's no way he could win the 1v2 from here. Who did I curse to deserve this? Is this what I get for calling Jane bad? Is this my punishment? Next round, Faze are nearly broke, so they're just buying up everything they can here. They manage to get the first pick on long, and then Kerrigan gets very unlucky getting sprayed through the long smoke. It's just going to happen sometimes. I guess it's just we're cursed, unfortunately. And then Verse Pro, they're going to think about rotating. They're going to hesitate for a second, and then they're going to start going long again. And then Flammus, Gamer Legion lost him for a pack of bubblegum and some tape. And he's one of the best young rifling talents in the game right now. So he's just going to do some excellent shit here, getting them out long. And then Elige tucked car, manages to get the first kill with FAMAS. And then gets Flammus down to literally no health left on the spray, but can't finish him off. So Flammus gets a second. And that leaves Brokey and Rain trying to summit the hill here. Brokey just wide swings into everybody, dies. And Rain has no choice but to push through the CT smoke. So, yeah, 11-0. Pain. But not like the organization, just like the feeling of pain. So yeah, this is not a good way to start off Lisbon. Now again, some caveats. It's just one series. May not be the beginning of the end, but there were still some structural flaws that really worry me. Faze have got to figure out these CT sides. Rain just seems uncomfortable and out of place, and I think this team gives it far too many bozo deaths. That's not a unique thought, it's talked about on the broadcast. If you don't know what a bozo death is, it's a stat that was created by a user on Twitter named Btrams, who is incredibly smart and has an incredible database of CS2 statistics. And what a bozo death is by definition is when you have a man advantage situation and you then die, and that death leads on to a round loss. So Faze give up bozo deaths like it's going out of style. There were many times here where they had a man advantage and then pissed it away. They just need to stop dying as much. that would probably fix a lot of the issues because the personnel on this team does work. I have my own issues with Brokey. I made a separate video on that if you haven't seen it. But Frozen and Liege are an absolutely incredible rifling duo, and they've played like it so far. Rain is one of the best flexible pieces in the history of Counter-Strike, and Kerrigan is one of the best minds to ever play the goddamn game. Surely my GOAT is not this washed up, and they can figure it out. But they're running out of time to do it because the window is closing fast with how fucking good Vitality and the other teams in the world are. This team can be one of the very best in the world, but so far it is stumbling point after stumbling point, and I'm getting really worried if they're ever gonna find even footing. Anyways, I hope you guys liked me doing another VU impression and doing a bit more of a detailed breakdown. I don't get to do them that often because of my usual recap schedule, which, by the way, if you're wondering where those were, I put in the comments of the last recap for Pro League. My brain stopped working for a second. That I was going to just do a group stage video at the end for Lisbon to kind of give myself some time off. I was busy finishing the essay for Justin, as we covered in the beginning, and also I've been doing a lot of videos lately. I don't know if you guys have noticed, with Cato into Cluj into EPL, there's been very little time off for me, so a few days off has been much needed. Hopefully you guys understand. And we will be back for more Lisbon coverage as the group stage wraps up. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Help me reach 10k subs by the end of the year. It helps out a lot. Thank you to Skin Club for sponsoring this video. If you check the top link in the description, you get 7% deposit bonus the next time you fill up on the site. Please gamble safely and responsibly. Thank you to my channel members Justin, Jesse Furley, Milan Berta, Bubblesj, Dr. Cocktor, Patatas Kaftesi, PTR, B1 Games, Cody Foxworthy, Justin Vander, Vegt, I Am Flashbang, and Snowy White. If you want to become a channel member, you can do so at the link in the description down below. For $5 a month, you can support me directly, get your name at the end of the video just like this, as well as a role in our community Discord. And lastly, follow me on twitch.tv/LionHeartZ2. We've been alternating Counter-Strike and Elden Ring. If you want to see me lose my mind against Elden Ring bosses or lose my mind against bots in Premiere, that's where you can do that. I'll see you guys next time for another video. Peace!